Hey, Bayek, it's me, and well, I'm here again on a Saturday doing something connected with Hammer. Yes, well, it is. I'm doing the TV series, The Hammer House of Horror. Yes, I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Anyhow, let's get into it. So, episode 1 Witching Time. Yes, this is 54 minutes long. It was transmitted, the very first episode, on the 13th of September 1980 on ITV. And this was going to be a series of 13 episodes, which is fantastic. Anyhow, this is episode 1. It is written by Anthony Reed, who was a writer and script editor. But if you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll think, oh, I might know that name. Well, I'll tell you something. He wrote The Invasion of Time, a Tom Baker story, in 1979, and The Horns of Nimon, 1979. And he was script editor, yes, the actual script editor from 1977 to 1979. Hey, wow, we got a Doctor Who connection. And he's the writer, so good pedigree of writer. And the director is Don Lever. Don Lever was a director and TV producer. He's got a massive CV of all these TV shows. You just look through and think, wow, he did all this and that. But yes, he's directing this episode. Let's have a look at the cast. The cast is John Finch as David. He's very much a centre of this. Interestingly, his filmography, he's Frenzy, 1972, the brilliant Hitchcock film, Frenzy. Macbeth as well, the award-winning Macbeth from 1971, he was in that. Also, he's in a much later film, Kingdom of Heaven, from 2005. Then we have Patricia Quinn, who plays Lucinda. Wow, what a performance this is. And of course, she was quite well known. She was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975. She was in Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, 1983. And of course, The Lords of Salem in 2012. Yes, she's very active actress, producer, singer, all sorts. She's there. She's fantastic. Yes, before I've got to mention it, Doctor Who again. She was in Dragonfire, 1987. Seventh Doctor's story debut for Ace, Sylvester McCoy. Fantastic. Then we've got Prunella G playing Mary. She was in Never Say Never Again. That was the sort of James Bond film that wasn't official, that for various contractual reasons they made. 1983, because they could, basically, Thunderball, and Sean Connery was in that. Then she was in Stormy Monday, 1988. And apparently, I've not watched Coronation Street, but apparently she was in Coronation Street from 1999 to 2004. There you are. And then now, an actor I knew straight away is Ian McCulloch, who plays Charles. He's the doctor in this. He's in a very famous cult movie. He's in Zombie, the Lucio Fulci film, Italian, 1979. Yes, remember a lot of English actors and American actors were playing in these Italian films. Here he is. He was in that. Also, he was in another film that I've got in my collection, Contamination, from 1980, which is another of these Italian films. That was by Luigi Cosi. A great film, that. Fantastic. I love that film. But of course, he's really well known in the TV series, way ahead of its time, Survivors. That ran from 1975 to 1977. And what a series that was. It was absolutely wonderful, about a virus and the effects. Yes, very interesting. Then another face that you might recognize is Leonard Pierce. He plays the rector. He was famous in Only Fools and Horses as the granddad. He played the granddad 1981 to 1983. Though sadly he died, but he's very well thought of and remembered for that role in what everybody loved, Only Fools and Horses. Then we've got, as the sister in the hospital, Margaret Anderson. She was in quite a classic film. She's a classic actress, she was. Barefoot Contessa from 1954, which is quite a long time ago. But you look at her TV roles, she's always had these, she's never had sort of big starring roles, but she appeared in so many different TV series. It's just incredible. You just look at it and think, wow, yes, what? Yeah, that's it. So that's the cast. Now, this, as I say, runs for 54 minutes. They were conceived as hour-long programs. Each week they would do a story for an hour, because you got adverts and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so what is this short story about? Well, David Winter, that's John Finch's point, that is a film score composer, and we see him composing away. He lives at this ancient Woodstock farm estate, which has a massive history going right back to the 17th century. Yes. Now, he suspects his wife, Mary, in fact, he's quite convinced, is having an affair. She's an actress, and there's obviously things very wrong in their relationship. We get that straight away. What happens though? There's this terrible, massive thunderstorm, and then in that thunderstorm, which all hell breaks loose, before him appears a woman calling herself Lucinda Jessup, who claims to be a witch from the 17th century. And then we get the bits where he's showing her, I don't know, he just goes along with it. Eventually, as he kind of gets fed up and locks her in a room, because the relationship starts to get a bit sort of weird, more and more weird. Well, it is if somebody said that. Anyhow, so he locks her in this room and rings the doctor. The doctor, he comes over. That's played by Ian McCulloch. He's called Charles, who, incidentally, is actually having an affair with Mary, his wife. Yes, Mary, his wife. Anyhow, to cut a long story short, she's not there, and the doctor starts to think that he's hallucinated, that he's really quite seeing things. He's not with it. Gives him some more drugs and what have you, and says, that's the kind of thing that he does. Anyhow, it all comes down in the end. His wife, Mary, finds out about all this and decides to come back to the farm and try and sort things out and see how well he is or not so well. And that is how the story progresses from that. And it all really kicks off and escalates further and further. And the story ends really well. It's a great ending. The climax of the whole story is fantastic. It's one of those stories that's very satisfying, and you'll find every story in this is like that. You just feel, wow, what a great story. And the acting is top class, and the special effects. There's some great special effects as well. In this, there's also a Hammer trait, there's nudity, and there's a bit of gore, so you've got quite a bit there. And this was on TV as well. Yes, it wouldn't have been on much earlier that, but this is 1980. I suppose for 1980 it's still pretty good, but the public absolutely love these stories. It's just, they stand out, and this one, for an opening story into a series, was an excellent start. 13 episodes is actually a good run. I mean, nowadays you wouldn't get that amount of episodes, especially on a first run, series of short stories, an anthology series as well. You wouldn't get that. But yeah, this is amazing stuff. And it's a very satisfying story, and you feel it is in the Hammer tradition as well, just sort of a bit more modernized as Hammer were, and you can't help but think, well, this is real quality writing, quality directing, quality acting, and it's very entertaining, and it's so well done. You can't help but love it, and highly recommended, really is. Yeah. I think that's it. That gives you an idea. If you've not seen this series, try and check it out. Try and, if you can, because it's well worth it. And this is what I've got here. This is a network release, Blu-ray. There are DVD copies, I think, still around as well. This is great. It's just great. I'm so pleased to have this in my collection. The stories are just old so well. And I say, this was released in 2017 actually, so it was out quite a while before network went under. And I said DVD release was going right back to 2002. Yeah, but there it is. Look at that cover. Fantastic. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. And next week, we're going to be back with episode 2. Yes. So, hope you enjoy it. And, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And then we'll let you know when I might produce more in this series. Yes, every Saturday you'll get a notification that I'm producing this. But have a look at all the other things that I do. I do all sorts on this channel. Reviews and this and that. You can see it's all nostalgia based, a lot of it. But still, there is up-to-date stuff as well. Anyhow, if you like this video, please give it a like, because it helps the channel, helps with all algorithms and everything. And also, if you do have any comments, please put your comments down. I really do love to read your comments. And that's it. It's all I've got to say. And it all costs note. So nowadays, note is great. It's right grand, I'll tell you. So, all I got to say is, I'll see thee again.